Hey guys, welcome to the gardening journey. Today we're going to talk a little bit about cuttings from plants that I had made last week, and also we're going to touch base a little bit and give you some updates on the Jiffy Peat pods that I planted seeds in last week, which I think has been pretty great so far. So let's get into it. So this is our tomato plant, and these typically sprout and grow a lot faster from cuttings, but if you can see right here, you can see all this root growth. It's in the bottom. It's already down here to the bottom, trying to come out in different ways. It's trying to find nutrients. So we're going to transplant this one today. We're going to go ahead and do that just because it's already kind of outgrowing this container. Now I have another one. This is a banana pepper plant. But so you see there's not really any root growth right here. You don't really see much of that. But what I do want to show you guys is there's a little bit, just a tiny bit of mold, which is okay. It grows naturally when you put them in these domes. And in these domes, if you start to see little white spots and stuff, just give it a little bit of air. Make sure that you get some ventilation on it, because if you don't, then you're going to end up having mold spores in your plants. You don't want that, especially on new cuttings and stuff like that. They already have a hard enough time growing as it is. But this one has done outstanding. This is something I just took off of one of my cherry tomato plants, and it has grown really well. So just to give you a comparison, this is what I planted it in, and this is what I'm going to transplant it in. And there's not much of a difference, but with tomato plants, they like to grow wide. And so with them growing more wide, I usually tend to pick something that is more wide so it can grow out. I don't have to do this, but I'm going to still use a seed starting mix that is a greenhouse quality, because I'm going to put it back into this container for as long as I possibly can grow it. I'm going to let it grow as big as it can in here, and then eventually I'll take it out. So we're going to go ahead and transplant this with the natural and organic seed starting mix. It's a Canadian peat moss. I think this stuff works really well for the early stages of plants, even with the cuttings, just helping the roots develop and grow and absorb as much nutrients as they can. So we're going to go ahead and do that now. So I always put a small layer at the bottom. You don't want to fill it up too much, because probably about a third of the way, maybe more or less around that area, be all right. And what I'm going to do, so I'm going to take my sprayer and I'm going to go ahead and wet this down just a little bit. Just a little bit, not too much. And we are going to empty out. Take this. Be careful, kind of massage it around when you're pulling it out. Be careful, you don't want to break the new roots. Oh, we got some good roots going on right here. This has grown some really good roots to start off with. These are just... And with tomato plants, you kind of want to plant them as deep as possible, because it has these fibers on the side, and they grow roots from them, little white fibers. Plant this down in here. I also like these small containers because I could put them back in these makeshift greenhouses. Anytime you put this into a new transplant or anything, you always want to water just a little bit. So I'm just going to use my sprayer, water a little bit, put a little bit of water on the plants, not too much. You don't want it to mold. That should be good enough to just get it moist. And then we will go ahead and put her back into our greenhouse container. These things are awesome. I love these little homemade greenhouse containers. These are the Jiffy Peat pods. I think these have turned out great. All of my tomatoes normally sprout a little bit faster than other things. All this back row is tomatoes, if you could see. So you got all these tomatoes sprouted. I'm not going to do anything with them yet. I'm going to leave them in the dome. They still have moisture in them, so they're good. And the thing is, when you're growing seeds, you don't want these things to be wet. But if they get dry, then it's not good either. I had some mold spores a little bit on some of these. So I use a fan back here, a heater. You can set the temperature. I usually don't set it above 75 degrees, and it automatically comes on and off. You can buy one of these at like your home goods stores or something like that for probably like 10-15 bucks. And they work really well. And you don't want to leave them on too long either. You just let them run for a little bit. But also, so my peppers, this is a serrano, and this is a cayenne. Those are both starting to sprout. And I have a bell pepper starting to sprout. My other ones haven't really done anything yet, but I think that these peat pods have done a really good job. And that's going to be it for this video. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of update on the plant cuttings and the Jiffy peat pods and the seedlings that I had done. I think everything is going really well right now, and I'm really excited about planting these indoors. I haven't done indoor planting before for like a full plant, so we're going to see how this goes. Usually I just start seeds and I get them ready for the next season. So this has been really great. And I thank everyone for coming with me on this gardening journey. Thank you.